One to a million. There's so many different reasons why I like you. Let's keep this going. We can change it up if we want to. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Whoops. Sorry about that. I left some scenes in there. Hi, everybody. It has been a day. It is good to be here. I tell ya. I am popping open a Cock and Bull. It is a non-alcoholic ginger beer because they can't get Krabbies here in the U.S. anymore. So this is my go-to now, but I've had a day. And it's an NA one, but I'm spoiling myself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Keeping It Real and Story and Art Time. It is Bob's birthday today, and we've had a pretty amazing day. Kind of a long day. We went out to lunch. We meant to go to lunch at the Mustard Seed, but they were closed. And so we went to El Sombreros, and that was fine. I think his birthday wish was to torture me over certain things online, things that needed to be done. So I agreed to it, and like setting up my my health insurance portal and all that stuff because I switched, and I just hate doing that stuff. So he sat here next to me and did that, and then he tortured me with Lightroom stuff, which was. That's my rant. I could go on a rant for all of that. Let's see, how is everybody today? Linda is here. Yay. Thanks, Linda, for reminding everybody to give me the old thumbs up on this. We'll see how it goes. I don't know about anybody else today, but I have had the internet cut in and out at least 4 times today. It was also happened to Ken and Glenn on the eCam thing today, and they were from Boston. Other people were glitchy this morning in creative work hours, so who knows what's been going on. But hi, Linda. Hi, Tamra. And there's Fatima with Travel Dreamer. Yay! Good to have you here. And Madonna's here. Welcome, Lupe. Hey, hi, y'all. Yes, and it's good. Anak is coming. Nice. And Lupe, I saw your live that you were doing the other night. I caught on just a little bit, but then I had to hop off because we were on and about and I had to go someplace. But I saw that it was awesome. Hi, Larry. And here, Larry's here. Boy, we are not staying dry up here in the Northwest. It is cold and wet. And it's not really super, super cold, but it's windy and cold. And making my voice. Yay. There's Tamra. And Linda and Madonna. Yay. Larry's just checking it. Everybody's getting all checked in. Yay. Great to know you have IX here. That's awesome. Well, you guys, so here's the thing. I got to rant a little bit to my friends here. So Bob brought down a article that he had gotten from Adobe, and it was published like in August or last August, about all the things you can do if your system is running slow. I've had innumerous problems, and it's a flat out Lightroom takes far more many gigabytes of RAM to run than it says minimum of a 16 gigabyte computer. It takes a lot more than that to do anything. So then they go through this list of things that you can do to make it work more efficiently. So you have this amazing program that can do all of this fun stuff and cool things. And then they say, well, but drop this and don't use this resolution. And drop this and dummy down the feature, and drop this and you won't get it. And then do this. And I said, I swear to God, how many of you guys remember people who left the plastic on the lampshades and on the couch and chairs? Okay. Bob's mom was one of them. This is like that. This is like having, okay, yes, I have a brand new toy, but I have to leave it in the package. Or I have to, I can only, yeah, I'm ranting, and you guys got to hear it. There, Angie's here, yay. Says hi, we're at the pizza parlor. Oh, that's good. Yum. Okay, so you got my rant. Thank you. Somewhat out of my system, but I hate plastic covers on lampshades and chairs. I think it's and to have to throttle down my work creativity and what I do with my photos in order to get it to just function the way it's supposed to is more than a little bit frustrating. But I will get through it like I always do. I will conquer this one too. Yes. All right. So tonight, I'm going to read one short fable and 2 books. And I got this book. I will show you the cover. This is a book. I found it at the library, and I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't read this in forever. This is Fables, and it won the Caldecott in 1981. It's by the amazing Arnold Lobel. Arnold Lobel died in 1987, but he is the author of Frog and Toad. He was born in 1955, and he died in 87, but he was the amazing winning author of Frog and Toad. Let's see, was it 80s? Yes. So since the publication in 1962 of his first book, A Zoo for Mr. Muster, Arnold Lobel has become one of the most well-loved creators of children's books. And that is so, so true. He has written and or illustrated more than 60 books for children and is perhaps best known for Fables, which won the 1981 Caldecott, and for his I Can Read books about Frog and Toad. In 1971, Frog and Toad Are Friends was named a Caldecott Honor Book. And the second in the series, Frog and Toad Together, was named the 1973 Newbery Honor Book. And while Frog and Toad on the Year was picked as an ALL notable book, Days with Frog and Toad is the 4th book in the series. He once described himself as a confident illustrator, but when it came to writing of his stories for my books, my approach is far more cautious and apprehensive. Cautious or confident, the results are always a perfect meld of picture and text. So this is his book of fables. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I would, let's see if I can turn this just a little bit so don't fall over. Nope, don't fall over. There. I'm going to read, the fables are short, so I'm going to read one for each, when I'm reading these. So I've got this for a while. So the first one is called The crocodile in the bedroom. His illustrations are always, he did all the illustrations and drawings, and I'm going to zoom in. Oh, it's already zoomed in on that. And I'm checking in before I jump in further. I tried that with lampshades once. Italians love plastic on their furniture. I love plastic cover on my iPad as long as but I can remember the first time I walked into Bob's mom's house and there was like plastic on the lampshade. And I've been in some houses where people had the plastic still on, they had like plastic zip covers over their couch. And it's just, oh my gosh. I had a friend that had custom plastic covers made for her furniture. No, see, that's it. Fatima, that is crazy. Yeah, I didn't get, probably one of the first losing of points with my mother-in-law was when I went, oh, did you get a new lampshade? And no, we just keep the plastic on it to keep it clean. Okay, okie doke. Dusting plastic. Frog and Toad is one of my faves. Yes. Wind in the oh, great. Yeah. Oh, right. I love the croc. So the crocodile in the bedroom. Here we go. A crocodile became increasingly fond of the wallpaper in his bedroom. He stared at it for hours and hours. Just look at all those neat and tidy rows of flowers and leaves, said the crocodile. They are like soldiers. There is not a single one that is out of place. My dear, said the crocodile's wife, you are spending too much time in bed. Come out to my garden, where the air is fresh and the sun is bright and warm. Well, if you insist, for just a few minutes, said the crocodile, and he put on a pair of dark glasses to protect his eyes from the glare and went outside. Mrs. Crocodile was proud of her garden. Look at the hollyhocks and the marigolds, she said. Smell the roses and the lilies of the valley. Good heavens, said the crocodile. The flowers and leaves in this garden are growing in a terrible tangle. They are all scattered. They are messy and entwined. And the crocodile rushed back to his bedroom in a state of great distress. He was at once comforted by the sight of his wallpaper. Ah, said the crocodile. Here is a garden that is ever so much better. How happy and secure these flowers make me feel. After that, the crocodile seldom left his bed. He lay there, smiling at the walls. He turned a very pale and sickly shade of green. And the moral of the story is, without a doubt, there is such a thing as too much order. And that's the crocodile fable. Whoops, wrong way. Where did I go? I just lost myself. There. Huh. There. Okay. Yes, that is the crocodile in the bedroom. I just thought it was fun. All right, so the next book. Oh, which one to do next? I think we'll do Valentine and his violin. Now, this one was kind of fun to try to research because the author is a guy named Philip Hopman, and he's from the Netherlands, and all his websites and everything was in Dutch. So fortunately, Google Translator clicks right in and his website could be translated. So I'm going to share with you. Let me add a scene. I didn't do that, and give you a screen share of that. Source screen share. There we go. Yay. Okay, so here he is, Philip Hopman. He's a children's book illustrator. Has a lot of books about somebody named Boris. Anyway, it says he was born in 1961. He's always had a passion for drawing. He had no other hobbies and he hated sports. A high school art teacher urged him to apply to the Rilwald Academy, and to his great joy, he was admitted. He lived in Amsterdam for a long time, but returned to the village where he was born. After a very short career in the fashion department, he took illustration lessons from, among others, his hero, don't know that name. After his final exams in 1985, a period of traveling and of vague jobs followed, after which he finally illustrated his first children's book in 1988, A Giant Witch's Tour. Around that time, he met Hans Hagen, for whom he illustrated a number of small books before they started the series about Jubiliante in 1991, who experiences many adventures with her grandmother. In 2016, exactly 25 years later, the last book about the heroine was published for the time being. I don't know what that says. That is in Dutch, and I think it says probably it's time for Julian to become a grandmother or something like that. He also makes books such as A Waiter from Nothing, The Tree with the Ear, and Go Cycling. And he made a book about fashion designer Hubert Givenchy, and for Audrey with Love. And in 2012, Philip has been making the series with Ted about farmer Boris, who lives on a farm with his brother and sister and a lot of animals. There are now 16 books in that series. That's pretty amazing. And let's see what else. He received the Silver Pencil Award for the book 22 Orphans, and in 2022, the Max von Pencil. So he's gotten a lot of awards. Anyway, his pictures, his artwork is really pretty fun. There's the books, Dutch, English. And I really like what he's done with the artwork of this book. It's done in, I remember right. Did it tell me? It seems kind of watercolor to me in the book, but we'll get to that now. I have to do this and go to this one, and then we will. Let's see. There, and then here we go. Yeah. I just need to bring that out for you guys a bit. Oh, I've got stuff all over the place. What's in the way? Oh, there. That's in the way. Hold it. Something's in the way. Oh, that's in the way. There. My microphone was in the way. I couldn't figure out what was in the way. Too many things on my desk today. That was the other thing, my challenge today. I was trying to clean my desk. Oh, that was just, there we go. All right, Valentine and his violin. Look at that. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to play the violin. I am totally amazed by Layla's. She picked up the viola and within a couple of weeks was actually able to do things and make it sound amazing. And she's been playing really well and stuff. Most of the time I didn't always hear that. This is kind of one of those funny kind of stories. Valentine and his violin. Valentine is taking violin lessons. There you go. Watch your third finger, Valentine, the teacher tells him. But otherwise, you're doing very well. Check over here. The little girl that's got her ears plugged. That's kind of funny. The town is celebrating the Queen's birthday. Valentine solemnly takes the stand. He plays Ode to Joy. Uh-oh. People are running. He clears the plaza. The birds run away. There's birds throughout the whole thing. Even the lions are frowning. Horrible, yells the woman. Hideous, shouts the butcher. Get out of here, roars the mayor. Valentine is surprised. It went pretty well, didn't it? Just on the outskirts of town, there's been an accident. The horse is old and feeble. Gosh, thinks Valentine, the poor creature. Maybe he'd like a little music. Can you guess? He plays the allegretto. And guess what? The horse immediately jumps up. Thanks for playing the violin, says the farmer. I thought it was very, different. Oh, dear. Now we get kind of... Not far ahead in the forest, there's a wolf. He hasn't been able to poop for a week. He ate too many piglets. Oh, he groans. I can't stand this bellyache anymore. Then Valentine arrives. He plays water music. Now just take a look at all that poop. Thanks, kid, says the wolf with relief. That was a refreshing piece of music. Scandinavian. Yep. Denmark. Netherlands. In the mountains, Valentine spies a dragon and a knight. The knight is about to slay the dragon, but things turn a little ugly. Help! He squeals. Valentine plays Waltz of the Flowers, and the dragon takes off like a rocket. Thanks, buddy, cried the knight. What a cool piece. Want to come over to my castle? I have another job for you. You see, Valentine, explains the knight, we're being besieged. Would you like to play a bit more? The Viking longboats. Oh, this. Hilarious. It's got Romans. They got Roman hats here. Got Viking longboats here. Oh my gosh. That would be just fine with Valentine. And he takes his violin and he plays the Marche Militare. And the enemy retreats. We even have elephants from India. Oh my gosh. Valentine has saved the castle. Now he's a hero. That evening he's asked to play for the king and queen. See? Thinks Valentine. I'm pretty good. I will give them the best performance ever. Everybody all around? Uh-oh. Everyone's leaving. The birds are flying off. And it has the oddest ending. He's going to give them the best performance ever. And they're all just waiting. And that's how it ends. It's one of those that just leaves it kind of, But I love the artwork. This kind of not so clear on the type of, on the the figures, how they're just all kind of dashed in there, and the amazing kind of just the chaos it's created for these different kind of things. I love it. Just that fun. Anyway, that was fun. Let's see, there's that. Yeah, Valentine and his violin. Okay. I gotta check what you guys are saying. There we go. All right. Great book for writing opportunity. Leaves the end to your imagination. What a hoot. Yeah, kids would go nutso on that story. I mean, not only because the violin thing, but anytime you include poop in a story, it's gonna catch them. I like the cello. Oh, well, your son played the violin? Oh my gosh. Stringed instruments are, I don't know, were always beyond me. Always beyond me. I wanted to play guitar. I had a guitar for a while. I tried to learn, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't in the, I don't know, in the, what is that term? I don't know. It wasn't, gosh. All right, my brain's a little bit wackadoo today. All right, and so I have one more book. And this one, He Healed a Constipated Wolf. Yes, very healing. So the next book has 2 authors and 1 illustrator, and the diversity of where these 3 women are from is totally amazing. I absolutely love it. So one of the authors, let's go back to my screen share here, is Sharnae Gordon, and this is her. I give inspiring talks on diversity and inclusion, provides strategies for diversifying your bookshelves, and empower families to instill a love of reading and curiosity in their children. She says, I'm Charmaine, and I love to read. I love connecting with people with diverse and inclusive books, kid-friendly products, and family experience they'll love. Let me help you instill a love of reading, lifelong learning, and curiosity in the children in your lives. I've been reading aloud with both of my children daily since they were born. I understand the importance of reading aloud to children and want to foster a love of reading with my children. So she says, I'm a wife, mom, and former computer programmer by education, turned DEI subject matter expert, whatever that is, content creator, and author. I have over 15 years of experience in the information technology field, and she's been in bachelor's and master's degree in computer science and technology. So she is, Here We Read. Let's see, she has a blog called Here We Read. She's been on some podcasts. How to Raise a Reader. That's a good book. So she's one of the authors, and her books that she's done, Edit Extraordinary, kids book about diversity, Race Cars, a children's book about white privilege, Friends Like You, A Planet Like Ours, Lift Every Voice and Change, Heroic Heart. Some great books that she's had. And then she wrote the book with this lady, and her website is not active yet, Rhoda Ahmed. And Rhoda Ahmed actually has the first, maybe they did it alphabetically. Anyway, she's a New York Times bestselling publisher and author. And she is, what about her? See if I can go here to her page. Oh, yeah, her page wasn't working yet. That's right. Let me see what the book has about her. Interesting enough, she was she's from Norway, or she's best-selling. Went into the Norwegian bestseller list and made uh, the first African girl to ever write a Norwegian story, something about that. She's the founder and CEO of High Tree Publishing. Had some, she has an Instagram. She said, it's hard to read on this one because it's in, why they put light red print against black background. But she's currently resides in Los Angeles. And what was this about? She's a New York Times bestseller and author of book May Among the Stars that's now in the 19th printing. She's the founder and CEO of High Street Publishing, a boutique publishing house. So she lives in Connecticut with her husband and 2 children. And the illustrator of the book is Chloe Burgett. And she just has so much fun in her artwork. Take a look at this, you guys. I mean, I love this bird here. And the cooler than lemonade. Potatoes for Pirate Pearl. Bugs in my pocket. Oh my goodness. She's about her. She favorite books, children's book illustrator living in the Great Plains with her husband and their orange cat. Favorite books respectfully portray children as the competent, brave, and resourceful human beings they are with words to match. I love that. I want to tell stories about curious protagonists taking joy in the wondering at the weirdness in life, and maybe they can find magic along the way too. She's the former SCBWI illustrator coordinator for Nebraska. So that's a big deal. All right. Overhead. So I'm going to read Ella Extraordinaire. Let me get this scrunched back down for you guys. There we go. This is the one I'm reading today. I love this. I don't know anybody else, but the dress up thing and putting them all in. I can still remember Annalena and Bryn when they were little, dressing up in like an old prom dress of mine, and Annalena put like underwear on Bryn's head, and they had all things roughed out, and they did the Trixie and Dixie show, and it just we taped it, and it's someplace in our archives, and it was just so fun. It's the Trixie and Dixie show, da, 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 and they came roaring down the stairs, and they were like, oh, I don't know, maybe 7 and 3, maybe, and oh my gosh, it was just too much fun. So that's kind of this with Ella Extraordinaire, you know, is about inclusion. Yes, this is a great one. Ella Extraordinaire. And the illustrations for this one are done in Procreate on an iPad, which is pretty amazing. Etta Extraordinaire. I said Ella. Etta Extraordinaire. This is Etta, and Etta is extraordinary. She is the star of her own world. Etta can pluck a poem out of thin air and find a lucky penny anywhere. Etta loves to read royal news, and she throws the best tea parties. And she never, ever, ever leaves home without a lucky string of pearls that used to belong to her late Grandma Bess. One morning, while tying a boa to her backpack, Etta found a forgotten note. Her school was having a talent show. Hey, why don't you sign up? Asked Dad. Oh, yes! Etta exclaimed. She could make her own costume. She could write her own song. She'd be just like her idol, Etta Moten. Extraordinary. But wait, I've never been on a big stage before, she said, feeling butterflies in her belly. Why don't you make your own to practice on? Mom asked. That gave Etta an idea. She came up with a 4-step plan to shine at the talent show. Step 1, make the perfect practice stage. Step 2, practice till you drop. Step 3, dress the part. Step 4, put on an extraordinary show. Etta put her plan into action. First, she grabbed her stool, 2 old dresses, gemstones of every color, lucky pennies from her jar, and tubes of glitter glue. With her own dazzling stage, she would be unstoppable. Next, Etta practiced all week long. On Monday, she sang Motown. On Tuesday, she sang tango. On Wednesday, she sang Western swing. On Thursday, she sang ska while buying bananas at Mel's bodega. It turned out that Mel didn't like ska very much at all. And on Friday, she sang jazz fusion. Eartha, Etta called to her cat, a little more to the left. She named her cat Eartha after Eartha Kitt. Eartha Cat. I love that. Oh my gosh, I hadn't read that earlier because I didn't read all the way. Sorry. Saturday arrived and it was almost showtime. Etta put on her prettiest sparkly shoes and her most royal performing cape. She put all her favorite bows and gold clips in her hair. The final touch was her lucky string of pearls. With the first 3 steps complete, she was feeling ready. Etta loved what she saw. Dad grabbed her stage, which was all of a sudden made her feel silly and small. I don't need that, Etta said. That was just for practice at home. I'm ready for the big stage now. Are you sure? Dad asked. Yes, it's going to be extraordinary. Etta, Mom said softly, you know you don't need a big stage to be a big star, right? Yes, I know, Etta replied, but deep down, she wasn't so sure. When she got to the school auditorium, something was different. It was bigger than Etta remembered. The corners were darker. The lights were dimmer, and Etta felt a little smaller. The other performers seemed way too ready, and standing behind them, she felt she had missed a step. Etta watched Chloe breakdance and Noah perform a poem he wrote about sharks. Muhammad did a magic trick, and Carmen solved a math problems on a whiteboard. Nobody else seemed as nervous as Etta did. Her hands were shaking. Her heart was boom, boom, booming, and she rubbed her lucky pearls. Etta didn't have a plan for this. She took a deep breath, squeezed her hands 3 times, and gave herself a big, magical hug, just like the ones Grandma Bess gave. When she opened her eyes, Etta couldn't believe what she saw. Right there, in a glimmering golden spotlight, was her stage. And in the very middle of the very front row, there they were, Mom and Dad, her biggest fans in the world. They always had a backup plan for their shining star. There's the grumpy Mel from the bodega. Etta didn't feel so silly anymore, and she didn't feel small or scared either. She realized Mom was right. You don't need to be big enough to be brave enough. She took 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, stood on her stage, and sang her heart out. And just like Etta, it was extraordinary. That is Etta extraordinaire. That was wonderful. I love that one. So cute. I know. Sky, yes, please. Glitter glue. Sky, yes, please. And solving math problems on a whiteboard on the perfect. Perfect. I mean, having taught elementary school, I saw just about everything that was possible to have happen. Oh, I oftentimes would photograph and said we had an amazing talent show. We had 2 second grade teachers who coordinated it every year, and the kids, they had practice and review, and they had to I was the sign up in the library. They had to sign up with me. They had to come in, tell me how many people were in their show, what they were doing, and what their piece of music was, if they were going to do that. And so I would get these lists and lists and lists and lists. And they had like 3 days to sign up, and they could make changes in those days. And then it was amazing. It was always so amazing to see. I'm glad you liked it, Lupe. Yeah, it really was. The jokes inside to call the cat Eartha, Eartha Cat instead of Eartha Kit, just that's hilarious. That's just, I love those kind of jokes that are put in there in children's literature that are meant to capture. I think that's what makes children's picture books and children's literature so much fun for me, is sprinkled throughout. The authors and the illustrators are always dropping things in that are meant to not only capture the attention of kids, but capture the adult's attention, who's probably going to read the book too. I mean, in Valentine and his violin, to have all of those different kinds of things to spot in when the castle's being besieged, from the Viking longboats to the Roman hats, and then the Indian elephants running off after. It just cracked me up. Oh my gosh. Pearls of wisdom. Yes. And pearls of wisdom from Grandma Bess. The pearls of wisdom. Ugh, how good is that? Oh my gosh. I needed this today, you guys. I really did. I was getting, oh my gosh. I got this in. I had so many things, and my desk was like piled with stuff, and I was trying to clean up, and next weekend on the 27th, next Saturday, is Art's party, the annual photographer's party at my friend Art Wolf, my mentors, and we all have to bring pieces, bring photographs to share. Ugh. And I'm struggling to find. I did get my application in last night to the Peninsula Art League art show and it's going to be held. Oh, Larry and Angie, it's going to be held this year at Semel Park rather than in downtown Gig Harbor. So they've got a lot more room for a lot more booths. If you guys wanted to go on to the Peninsula Art League website, you could and wanted to apply to be in the show, it's July 20th and 21st. There's a $30 application fee, which is non-refundable. Then if you're accepted, the booth fee is $297 or something like that, around $300, which is standard pretty much. So, but it's going to be, there's a lot more parking and a lot more activities, and they're going to have an art show, and they're going to have a whole lot of things. So they're going to be able to have more booths. It's going to be cool. Anyway, and it's a very, very, very well attended art fair. Anyway, brain needs food. Can do that. I look at food and get. How's my sister doing? Sarah is coming along. She's having some treatments, and they have a new puppy. Sadie is a German short hair, and she, I had to deliver a baby gate over there that I had for my grandkids, because we had to have some steps. And when the kids were little, I had to make sure that they couldn't use up and down. Didn't want them, because our steps are hard stone tile in the house. And so anyway, the baby gate went to Sarah's so that Sadie stays out of her sewing room. Sadie was pulling at some stuff like that. She's a puppy. She's cute as Bug's Ear, and she's helping Sarah's spirits a great deal. Patty is having just one thing after another. I think it was the dryer went out, the second refrigerator went out in the laundry room. Her husband got in a car accident, or he wrecked her car in the parking lot of his latte stand. The garage door opener won't open, and they're having to wrap the pipe separate, and it's like -4 degrees. Patty's not real happy right now. She's like, wants this to be done. and she's tired of the weatherman telling them that 4 degrees is warming weather. Warming, and it is warmer than what it was. So yeah, things are kind of crazy there. But and I've been laughing. My daughter Bryn, they had she lives in Eugene. They had an ice storm that was so bad down there. The freeway south of Eugene one day earlier this week was shut down so bad that they had people stuck on it for 15 hours overnight. People fell asleep, ran out of gas, the whole thing. It was terrible. Then Bryn, they live on a very top of a hill, very steep hill, and it's down. So she made DIY crampons for her boots, so she could use her ski poles and get down the hill to go to the grocery store or go to the little market. So she took zip ties and nuts, like nuts from Nuts and Bolts, and cramponed them, and made fake crampons for her boots. So she could get down the hill with this. She still slid down, and I mean, it's a steep hill. It's really steep. Very steep. It's a hard hill to walk in the summer when it's dry. So yeah, so she was doing that, and then they lost power, so they all went to her office and camped out in sleeping bags at her office. Oh well, but at least they had. And then when they finally came home and the power wasn't still on, they at least have a wood burning fireplace, and that was important. Yeah, it's been a thing. Ice storms. I know the ice from in over here on the west coast from Portland south. It's been pretty gruesome, and it it's it just yeah it's they're famous for their ice storms, and then you have the Columbia River right there and the Willamette River. It's a mess, but it's just been raining and wet here today, and we kind of tucked in and did some stuff for Bob's birthday. I gave him he got himself some new ear pods for that's what he wanted, and I gave him gummy bears. I took him to lunch and let him talk me through doing these online things, signing up for stuff that I'm, that I hate doing. But it was his birthday, so that was what I did. And I got to talk to you guys, which made my day, I tell you. You listened to me rant about Lightroom. One of these days, I'm going to get it figured out. Or I have, the other solution might happen. But my stuck on a fruit overnight. Yeah, I've been stuck on, it's not fun being stuck. And that's why my dad had this, he had, because we lived so far out in the country, and he oftentimes had to plow the driveway, even to get the cars out. He would have it put chains on, and we had a plow on the front of the tractors. So it was definitely one of those things. It was not unusual for me to have 1 or 2 or 3 feet of snow in front quite often. But Dad had this thing that he did, and he would expect you to have your car ready for the weather. So to be ready for the weather, you had to have a tarp that you could lay down to lay out. If you got stuck in the snow and you had to put on chains, you had to have your chains. You had to know how to put them on. He wouldn't let us get our driver's license at all until we could put on chains. Had to have the chains. Had to have the tarp so you could lay down to put them on. Had to have a bag of sand in the car so that in case you got stuck, and you had to have a shovel to do it out. You had to have a can of oil. I had to have a can of oil and a can opener to open it. I was the only kid in high school that had a bottle opener in her car. And you had to have flares, and you had to have a dime at the time, or a quarter later on, for a payphone. You had to have gloves, hat, everything, so that if you got stuck, you could handle it and you could do what you needed to do. Dad's way of making sure that you always did this, and he didn't do it for us, he made sure that we did it ourselves, is that he would spot check your car. Spot check what was the kids' car that we had, because there was one. And he would just say, let me see your winter gear, or let me see your summer thing. And in the summer, you had to have a jug of water in case your car overheated, too. So he would say, spot check. And he would go out, and you'd have to open the trunk. And if you didn't have all this stuff that that was supposed to have the box of stuff, and you never knew when he was going to spot check it. Could it be anywhere between Labor Day and Thanksgiving that he'd spot check? Had to have this stuff in there. If you didn't have it, he just held out his hand for the gas key. We were on a farm. We had our own buried gas, so we had our own gas pump. And we locked the tank. He held out his hand for the gas key. Took your gas key. It was a 36-mile round trip for me to go to high school. And nobody would come out and pick me up. It was considered way out in the country. So it didn't, really, because if he took your gas key, that meant I had to buy my own gas in town rather than get it for free at the farm. Yeah. dad was crafty. He was clever, and he was a good dad that never raised his voice, but boy, you sure learned your lessons in a way that stuck. Oh yeah, crank starter. And I also knew how to start my car if um, if it was dead, how to jump it with a key. You could, I mean, between there was a thing, I did that once. Bob just freaked out. All kinds of stuff. Players for safety and protection. All right, you guys, I'm going to stop babbling here. It's been almost since an hour since we've been on. But you guys lifted my spirits, made me laugh, and great books tonight just for fun. Sunday night, send in your artwork because I have been cranking stuff. I did a short, Linda, or went live the other night. Linda was on. Thank you, Linda, for dropping in, because I got some new art supplies and I just decided to open them in front of everybody. That's on the channel. And I found the pencils I found them at Staples because we were up there. And I thought, I wonder if they have. And sure enough, they had an professional art supply section. So I was able to not go to Michael's to get them. And the good thing about that is that Staples, I could go in and they had a small little professional art section kind of thing with these things, and I could focus right there, and I didn't have too many choices, and I wasn't tempted by other things. You go to Michael's, or to Artists and Craftsmen out here. I mean, oh, gosh. Yeah. Artists and Craftsmen, oh, there's not a chance I can walk in there without walking out with at least 5 things that I didn't know I needed, but I got. So who knows? Anyway, so that's what I did. And I opened that. So I've been using those pencils, they're graphite, and I've been redrawing. Oh, not there. Where is it? Here. I've been redrawing, and some of my little animals and things that I've done all last year, and trying different things with them. So those are something I want to share with you guys. So, but send your stuff in so I can share a bunch of things. I got a couple good books sitting over there waiting for to be read to you. And yeah, it's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday evening with more story and art. I want to see a bunch of your art, please. And so send it in. Earlier you can send it in, the better. It makes it that much easier for me to pull it in. It's not hard to pull it in. It's just you'll get less babbly from me. So I won't be quite so ricochet rabbited. But, well, I'm not going to guarantee that. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm not just going to be scatterbrained. Get my meditation through doing creative things, drawing and photography. Yeah, I really want to get out with my camera. I haven't been out for a while. Art stores and hardware are my problem. Oh, a good hardware store. Oh my gosh, there is one in Arlington, Washington. And there's one in Brownsville, Oregon. The one in Brownsville is an old Ace Hardware. If you've ever seen the movie Stand By Me, that's the town that movie was filmed in. It had Kiefer Sutherland in it, and my daughter was an Airbnb there. I have a gallery there, kind of stuff. So it was, and it's just this cool town. And the hardware store is kind of like the one is this quaint, cute little thing, wooden floors, just packed full of good stuff. The one in Arlington, Washington has like 2 floors, but it goes out and out and out, and it has kind of like angled down floors, and it's all old wood plank floors. And it's got everything from Western gear hardware and hardware stuff and farm stuff. It's just, oh, yay. Oh, you love the movie Stand By Me? I have a photo of, the the Blue Point Diner that's in the movie that when the kids are walking off and they set off the gun and she comes running out the door of the diner, that is still there. The Blue Point Diner is still there. It's an actual diner. And that was the back door in the alleyway. And that door is still there from the movie. It's pretty cool. I have a photo of it on wood. It's a Stephen King book. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not a Stephen King fan. I've never read anything of Stephen King. What? Yeah. I just not my genre of stuff. Anyway, you guys, Lincoln Hardware, I miss that. Oh, good old hardware stores, man, they really do have it. What was it? It was something else I had to DIY. Oh, I had to put up one of my lights. I decided it wasn't working, so I have these little cheap tube lights that I had, and I was trying to stick it to the edge of one of these monitors, and it wouldn't stick. And out of this, so I have those extra, those command strip, the pulls. You always get extra ones with them. Man, it's working great. I just stuck it to the side of the monitor, and it's right there, and it'll go off and on, off and on. I'm very pleased. But anyway, you guys, I said I was going to be quiet, and now I am. And I want to thank you all for being here. This was just what I needed. Oh, yes. So, take care and send your artwork in. And remember, you are all extraordinary, just like Etta. So until next time, everybody, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your mirror. And I'll see you bucket fillers on Sunday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Ooh, feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side.
He didn't ban you from it.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh,
Oh, Larry,
you
I
got
went
me
to
feeling
second
starstruck.
use Seattle.
Ooh, we could be famous,
They got some market.
we could be famous.
I didn't want it to go all the time.
You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual.
Great time. Yeah, how is Adrian?
You don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal.
Oh, Helen, oh my gosh.
There's not
You
just
guys have been
stars on the
getting hit
boulevard,
with the weather up there.
they're in the
lately.
light in your eyes.
It's been crazy.
We
Out
don't
West
need
Beach,
no black
man.
cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling
Helen, I like that you
starstruck
have
too.
I haven't seen
We
it.
could be famous, we could be famous, we could be famous,
care.